Is day number 2 of going through my inventory bins. We are going to be going through bin B today, and I'm pretty much going to be doing the same thing that I did yesterday, going through bin A, same scenarios and all of that. First item is this red sweater, which actually got returned to me. So this was purchased and then it was a return on eBay, I believe. I do think that this is one of the items that I was planning on getting rid of or decluttering. But I'm just going to check all of the sites real quick for it. So I'm going to check Poshmark first. I have it listed for $20. I do have 2 likes on it, so I could send out something to see if people are interested in getting it for like half off or even, or something like that. I don't know. Let's check the other platforms. So we also have Mercari. This was listed for $5. It did get a like, and there is currently an offer that has been sent out, and the offer hasn't ended yet, like the time for it hasn't ended yet. So I think what I'm going to end up doing is I will go ahead and send out an offer on those 2 Poshmark likers, and I'm just going to set this aside so that if and slash when my offers expire, if nobody purchased it by then I'm going to end up decluttering this one. But I think I'm going to give it a little bit of a chance just because it does currently have an offer out, and it does have 2 likers that I can just send a steep offer on. eBay, I also have this currently on auction, and the auction hasn't ended yet. So I'm going to set this aside as a declutter if it doesn't sell from these current offers to likers slash auction, but it is currently in the process of being right now. You helping me? Yeah. Here's where I'm at. I now have a little bit of room in here, so I'm going to fill that up with some new items that I just recently photographed and inventoried. So I'm going to put those into here, and then this bag right here, I added 3 items that I'm going to be decluttering, but they are currently either have a like on them and have an offer being sent out, or they are currently on auction, so I can't like donate them quite yet, but if they don't get purchased by the time those end, then they will be donated. So that's kind of the progress, and like I said, I'm just going to fill this up, and then we will be done with bin number B. That wraps us up for day number 2, bin letter B. Today is day number 3 of my inventory purge that I am doing, and today we are going to be working on bin letter C. So let me show you the bin and its mess at the moment, and then we will open up my laptop and start doing our thing. Again, nothing different than what I've done the previous 2 days, just a different bin. So I'm probably not going to go into too much detail. Let me show you the before. This is bin letter C. This is what the bin looks like. It is kind of a hot mess. Nothing is organized. As you can see, things are just kind of thrown in here, which makes it very hard to fit additional things in if it's not organized in Tetris. But at the same time, like I had mentioned earlier, I would like to get a different inventory system that would prevent me from having to dig through these bins all the time, because I feel like every time I dig through them, it does get a little more messed up each time, and I don't want to have to go and do this all the time. So we are going to pull up my spreadsheets, and again, I am just going to filter them by the bin numbers, or bin letters, I mean. So we're going to alphabetize them. Because when I use my spreadsheets, I will sort them or filter them depending on whatever I'm using the spreadsheet for, to help me, find what I'm looking for easier. So we've already done bin A, we've already done bin B. Oh, there are belts, but I'm trying to think. I don't have to get rid of any of those. I know that they're all there, so I technically don't have to inventory the belts. So I'm going to skip over that because I don't really need to go through it. I literally have, okay, I just noticed in my spreadsheet I have belts. I have the same SKU number for 2 of them. So let me make that change real quick. because really it only matters in my spreadsheet. It doesn't matter in my inventory system because I have only, let's see, I have 5. I have 5 belts and they literally are sat out in like a cubby thing, and I can tell the difference between them all. So I don't need to label them, number them like I do my clothing. But I'm glad I looked at that in my spreadsheet because I just caught that I did number them incorrectly. There we go, we caught that. Let's move on to bin C. Okay, I'm gonna pull up my other spreadsheet, which is my spreadsheet of the items I'm decluttering. I did just take out that Leslie Faye top, that vintage top. I took that out today. So I'm gonna take that out of here because that auction did end and they didn't have interest anywhere else. So, well, it didn't have interest anywhere, obviously, but the auction ended, so I am putting that in my donation bag. I think I already did that this morning. So I'm taking it out of my spreadsheet. Looks like there's only, again, a handful of things in this bin that I'm wanting to declutter, so there won't be a whole lot going on here. So far, I've done really well with my inventory system and everything is accounted for. I did just want to quickly mention before cutting off and going to the end that this item here is a cut jacket, and it's a cut by the cloth jacket, and I am going to be donating this because I just looked through all of my platforms and there's not really any interest and my auction has ended, so we're saying bye-bye to this. I totally forgot to show you my piles before Tetrising this in. But yeah, I had a bunch of piles here. I did Tetris them in here. I also added 5 additional items that I have taken pictures of recently that I just needed to be able to inventory. So that's great. I made a little bit of room for some new stuff. And then the two piles that I did not put away yet are the one item that I am donating right away, and then these 2 items that I am just waiting for the auction to end, and then I will donate those. I also delisted this item here on all my platforms. I think the only other thing left for me to do is go through my folders and kind of organize things that were in bin C and just make sure that I have that all organized. So basically what that means is that I am taking like the folders that I do for each picture of each item, and if I've already sold it, I will move into the sold folder instead of the listed folder. So right now I think almost everything is in the listed. I need to get better about moving them when they're sold, but I don't know, maybe I'll think of a different way of doing that. We'll see. But anyway, all of the ones I have sold are still in the listed. So then while I'm going through each of these bins, I'm going also through the numbers in those bins. And if there are duplicates, that means that it has sold, and I'm going to move over the folder that is labeled that way into the sold so that the correct folder and item labeled with that number is in listed, and that is what is currently in the bin. I don't know if that made any sense, but in my head it does. And that's the best way I can explain it. So that is all for today, and I will see you tomorrow for our 4th bin. And today was this day 4 of me going through my inventory, and we are going to be working on bin D today. So I have my computer, laptop all set up. I have all of my spreadsheets open, and we are going to go through. I'll show you what the bin looks like to start out with. And also I wanted to mention that the items that I had kind of pulled aside to wait for eBay auctions to end or offers to likers to end, I ended up making a sale on one of them. So that was great. It was the St. John dress, so I'm really happy that that sold before I had to just redonate it. And then I believe there was 1 pair of leggings that I just put into my buy sell trade bag, and then there might have been 1 or 2 things that I did end up just putting in my donation bag. Are you itching? You're not supposed to be itching. You're not supposed to be itching. Yeah. Here's my bin D. And as you can see, it's not super organized, so we're gonna go through it now. In this bin, I should have more things to pull to get rid of than I've had in the other bins so far. I feel like bins A through C, I had like maybe 3 items max from each of those to pull to get rid of, and I feel like I've got what, like 4, 5, 6 on my spreadsheet here. I've got my piles of like sizes here to Tetris back in there, and then I have a pretty good size pile of things that I am going to be donating or bringing to Plato's, but I have officially taken these off all of my platforms and I have taken them out of my spreadsheet. And then that one item over there is still listed, and I think I'm just gonna send out some steep discounts and see if that helps sell it, and then we'll kind of go from there. So I would say that's pretty good. And then I have a couple more bags that I can fill with new inventory that I still need to photograph, which is awesome because I'm at this point kind of doing my photographing as I have bags available, because I am at a point where I feel like most of my containers are full, and so I just kind of have to reevaluate that. But at the moment I am just keeping up with the bags that I currently have. Tetrised everything back in there, and as you can see I have quite a bit of room left, which is great. So I am going to start filling this bin back up with the items that I have photographed already. And the end result, I now have a very full bin D, and I was able to put like 7 to 8 more items in there, which is amazing. I think I have one more item that I have taken a picture of that I don't have in a bin yet, so that's great. I'm basically caught up to where I'm currently at in, you know, all my processes. That is it for today's segment of this video, and I will see you in a little bit, for me tomorrow, to go through the next bit. It is early in the morning today, so getting an early start to try and work on my inventory bin for today. Today's bin is letter E, and I believe, what's that, five bins so far. Hopefully this isn't getting too repetitive. I feel like it probably is. E-bin looks very organized and completely full right now, so I'm gonna go through it anyway, but looks like this one I've done a really good job on keeping organized. Let me show you what I mean. So here is bin E, and as you can see, this one looks the most organized, clean, and together out of all of the ones that I've shown you so far. So I'm a little like hesitant to just like destroy it, but I know I need to go through it. I was able to get rid of 6 items I'm just going to donate or give to Plato's. I have one item here that I'm just going to do some bigger discounts on to move and get rid of, hopefully. And then here are my piles all stacked in like similar sizes so that I can refill my bin. I am now done packing my bin E. There is still a little bit of room on top, but since I did this in the morning this time, I have not done my photographing yet. So once I do my photographing, then I will fill this bin. But also I now have more bags of the items here that I'm decluttering that I can use for the items today that I'm photographing. So that's today's inventory, going through, organizing. I feel like I'm getting quicker at it each day that I do it, which is good. I'll see ya in a little bit for tomorrow. Today is, what is it, day 5, 6? Crap, I can't remember now. But we are on box bin number, or letter F. Sorry, it is very early today. Just woke up, so yeah. There's that, but we're gonna make it through this. I do highly recommend doing like an inventory of your items and going through it. It is very helpful, and even though like in my spreadsheets I have not come across anything that is unlisted that I didn't realize was unlisted. Like all my spreadsheets have been pretty accurate. I think there was one minor little thing, like I just had labeled something like one of my belts like the same label, like the belt number 4 twice or something, which is not a big deal at all because I don't have very many. They're not labeled where they're stored, it's just my spreadsheet, so not a big deal. But yeah, it's been good, and I've been able to like declutter some things and get my bags back so that I can inventory new things, and it's just been good. This whole process has been really, really good. Bin F, and This one looks pretty full, looks kind of a hot mess, but we're gonna go through it. I don't know if I really have a whole lot to take out of this one, but we will. Here's our update. We have an empty bin. We have our things that we are hanging on to all organized by size. And then we have our pile of items that I'm going to be donating. So that's good. And then I have this many more bags to list new items. It is the next day. It's the last day that I am doing this inventory, go through, clear out, all of that. And yesterday I did actually go through the remaining bins or whatever that I had, because all I was doing was going through and just basically reorganizing it. I did double check my spreadsheet. Everything was fine. It made me feel good that I have been keeping track of things very well, because there was nothing that was off that I had to adjust on there, which made me feel good about that. Makes me feel like I'm doing a good job keeping track of things. But I wanted to organize them. I wanted to see if there was any room for some new product in whatever bin. There really didn't end up being much room in them, but I did reorganize them. I did double check things against my spreadsheet. There wasn't anything that I took out. There wasn't anything I was decluttering from them. So I didn't really think that I should, you know, bother sharing them. And then it just let me go through them a little bit quicker because I wasn't recording anything. But today we are doing the last step, which is shoes. I also, yesterday kind of went through like all my little accessory things, because I have 5 and under of each of those. It's very easily stored. I was able to compare them. So I did that too. I also did like my hanging stuff, and there was one item that I'm considering decluttering from that, but it's not a big deal. It's hanging. Again, I have like 5, if that. So shoes is the big one today. I do have some shoes that I'm going to be decluttering. So I thought, to start it off, let me just show you what I do with my shoes. They're not numbered, but they are numbered in my spreadsheet. Here is kind of what my shoes are looking like right now. I did pull a couple of the shoes already before filming this, so I do have those set aside for the moment. I will show you those in a second. I'll just kind of show you the shoes I end up pulling, but I have these shelves in this closet that I put them on, and then whenever there is a space, I will go into kind of my back stock of shoes, which is currently on the ground here. These are shoes that I haven't gotten to. I also have these shoes right here that I just haven't listed yet, I haven't photographed yet. I just didn't have the space, but now I do, as you can see. So I am going to pull a few more, but I already pulled a couple. So that's what that looks like. And then here's like my hanging coat. See, I don't have very many. Here is the other shoe storage. I have these 2 tall shelves, and this works really well. Again, I don't really number anything because it's pretty easy to find stuff. I don't have a ton of shoes. Here's some more back stock that I still need to photograph and stuff. So if it's on the floor, if it's on the bed, if it's not on a shelf, basically, that means that it hasn't been listed, it hasn't been photographed, you know, it's kind of just back stock, it's waiting, it's my death pile of shoes. So that's what it looks like. Now we are going to go through and pull some things, because I'm pretty sure like I don't have to go through and inventory these things. I mean, I might, but I'm definitely gonna do that off camera. But what I'm gonna do with you here is just kind of pull the things that I'm thinking of decluttering. So in this bag here are the shoes that I've already pulled. So I've already pulled these Born BOC shoes. I think it's the BOC that just doesn't sell well, because if it's just Born, they tend to do better for me. These that just aren't selling, so I'm gonna get rid of those. And then I've already pulled these guys right here, which I did actually just send out an offer the other day, so I may hold on to these for a few more days until that offer expires. Actually, there's only one other pair of shoes right here that I need to pull, and these are actually brand new. I'm really surprised these didn't sell, but because they have not sold, and because I did end up paying up for these because they were new with tags. This is the brand, by the way. I've never heard of it, but apparently they're like a comfort kind of shoe. They are my size, so I'm gonna try these on, and if they fit, these might be really good for when I go thrifting, because I'm on my feet for a long period of time, and last time I went thrifting, my feet hurt pretty bad. So maybe it's a good thing these haven't sold. Maybe I'll get to keep them. So I'm gonna try these on, and then the other ones I'm gonna go through my platforms and do what I need to do for it. But anyway, I guess it's just 4 pairs of shoes. So that means that I have, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 holes here, so I can now photograph and list 5 more pairs of shoes. Have a wonderful and beautiful rest of your day. Take care, everyone. Bye.